The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw Dating, preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Christy Scales, Aisha Morrison, Nicole Hutchison, and Jess Navarez.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Sorry, in a good mood again today. Welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw, the preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Aisha Morrison and Jess Navarez, the lovely ladies of the Dallas Cowboys. Is that going to be like our name? No?
What?
No. Okay, never mind.
What do you mean?
I was trying to be like, come up with like a good group name or something.
Ooh,
I mean, Girls Talk, Boys Talk is great for the podcast, but like a good one.
Oh, that's
like,
a good one. If anybody has any suggestions, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, we need like a cool.
We need like
name.
yeah.
I think
Okay.
that'd be pretty dope.
Okay. Anyone have any suggestions? Let us know.
Y'all can't do stuff
Please.
like this because my brain started being like,
I know. I see it in your
Yeah,
eyes
I gotta,
for sure.
All right, ladies, we got somewhat of some good news, some not so good news on that practice report. CeeDee Lamb, of course, will be good to go for tomorrow against the Commanders. Rico Dowdle, questionable with an ankle injury. I think he was limited Monday in practice. Or did not participate, did not practice Monday and Tuesday, limited today. So it's kind of like a game day decision pretty much for Mike McCarthy with that. And then Jaron Kearse is doubtful, did not participate all week in practice for a back injury. Let's start with Rico. What does this do for, guys like Deuce Vaughn, Hunter? It'd be a good game for them to,
was he
really
out?
get some.
Did it say he was out?
It's questionable.
He's questionable.
Yeah, it's questionable. But
Yeah.
just, if he is hypothetically not able to play tomorrow.
Look, I think this is a game that if he doesn't have to play, you don't have to push it necessarily. And I say that just because, again, you're going into a good stretch of the season where you need both running backs healthy and fully healthy. And so I don't think the short week played in his favor at all. I think having only 3 days as compared to 5 really didn't help. But one thing about Rico is if he's on that field and he is allotted to go, he's going to put everything he has on the line.
Oh, yeah.
He is going to continue to be physical and fast and just that slippery back that So, it obviously opens the doors for, like you said, Deuce Vaughn. They could even, elevate Malik Davis from the practice squad if they wanted to. Hunter Lipke, I know we haven't seen him a lot in the run game, more as a blocking threat there. And then even guys like Devontae Turpin we talk about all the time. But overall, you want to get that run game continuing to establish, but if he's not available, you still have options to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because, it's about to get serious, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to look past this game. I definitely want to lock in for this game, but if you're not excited about this next stretch of football coming up, I don't know what you're doing here. It's so pivotal, and you're gonna need your bruiser, that's what I think he is. I feel like Rico Dowdle is such a physical runner, and you're gonna be able to. He's gonna come in handy when it starts getting cold and people don't want to tackle. So if they decide to sit him this game, I'm totally fine with that. Especially so too when you look at the Commanders and where they really struggle defensively.
Oh, yeah.
It's really that secondary, baby. So I can see
It's everywhere.
it's everywhere, but it's more so.
It's that
but we
secondary.
still
Yeah.
can't.
Sure.
But we still can't ignore the Cowboys have been doing more inside zone type stuff. Deron Payne and Barnacles. It's slipping.
It's
And Jonathan Allen are some serious players up that middle anyway. So to Jess's point, maybe they elevate Malik Davis, but if not. You get Tony Pollard involved. Maybe you get Devontae Turpin involved in the run game too, and then maybe you get some carries to Hunter Lipke and start because I feel like slowly but surely They are. They ain't gonna say it, but I can see it on film.
Yeah.
They're setting up some things with Hunter Lipke in the passing game and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's okay with me for Rico to not play this week and to sit and be healthy and ready for this next stretch because it's so important. Let these other guys get some opportunities, but I see the Cowboys taking advantage of the Commanders in the passing game this game.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's a good game. If we do sit Rico, of course it opens the doors, for those other guys, but it's going to be a good game to see TP.
Look at your
face. Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You see TP, and how he really handles being that number one guy, right?
yeah.
And he did a great job handling that last week, getting the shared touches with Rico, but you really get to see, like, hey, is he ready for that moment or for that big task?
So bursty.
Yeah.
You can tell he's. I mean, it's crazy because we talked about it coming to the season. He came off the ankle injury that happened, and it's so crazy when you think about it. That wasn't even a year ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a year ago, and so the same grace that we talk about giving a lot of guys coming, the Terrence Steeles and those guys. I think because I can even admit this. I think because it was a clean break. No ligaments and stuff like that. Okay, he should be able to just bounce back. But no, like there's something to be said about mid-season form, even for a running back coming back from an injury. And I think we're starting to see him turn up a little bit because some of the way he's been physically running as of late and his vision and everything too, you can see he's getting more comfortable as the season goes on. It's gonna pay dividends for this offense overall.
I kind of draw parallels to what we saw from CeeDee Lamb last season in becoming wide receiver 1 officially to what you're seeing with Tony Pollard this season, because it's a mindset shift to really take over that starting role. And look, Tony Pollard, yes, he was part of that 1-2 punch when Zeke was still here last year, but he wasn't that guy yet. He wasn't your one. And so CeeDee Lamb has talked about this before, saying it is a mindset change, and it is something that you have to grow into. And so finding that confidence, I think, as the starting back is something that Tony Pollard has continued to grow through, but you're not seeing it where it can be yet. And that's okay, because games like last week, or I should say Sunday, against the Panthers, and getting him that touchdown and getting him that confidence and that drive, we talk about one big play mattering all the time. It's things like that that'll get that confidence going, and knowing that, again, you have a quarterback like Dak Prescott that's going to trust you with the ball, even if you're not as productive as you want to be in games. So I really think you're kind of seeing him come into that starting position. I have no doubt that really what you saw on Sunday was the starting point for a upward trend for him. So
no, for sure.
Keep an eye on it.
And you haven't seen his confidence kind of waver at all.
Yeah, very even killed.
It's very even killed. And even with last week's performance for him, going out there, being that guy, it was pretty cool just to see how kind of modest he is, right? Just, with everything.
It's temporary modest because, baby, on sides of the sidelines, he's like, hey, Tyrell, I see you in the end zone, big dog. Like, that's the confidence you're talking about, right? Is that his vision, I think, is improving as the season goes on, but also to this offensive line. It's still finding some cohesiveness and find out what they do well. One thing I did want to mention, too, it was like a light bulb went off the other day when I was watching Tony Pollard. A lot of people have been talking about his lack of production or him not looking as explosive. You want to know why I do think a big role that plays in that? What? He's doing more in pass pro than we have ever seen him do. And it's a physical toll on the body. And to be a complete running back, that's something that you don't know. Let me tell you, there's a lot of running backs in this league that don't like to do pass pro or they're not good at it. Tony Pollard has vastly improved there, and some of the things he's doing on the back end, picking up blitzes, takes a physical toll on a running back, and that's something that he wasn't having to do consistently last year because you had Ezekiel Elliott here who was so skilled at it. He stepped up. Part of being RB1, and I do think that is something to consider when we talk about, he's not as bursty, baby.
Yeah.
Did you see him pick up that blitz up the A-gap to save Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
He's really taking on blockers, and he's not just doing it, he's succeeding at it. So, it is a physical toll. Just wanted to mention that. It clicked for me on Sunday, and I just think it hasn't been talked about enough how much he's improved there.
Do you think that he doesn't have the weight on him. Is that kind of like an effect?
I mean, it's
on
just
it taking a physical toll.
I mean, yeah. Tony's not a huge back anyway, but it's just the reality of the game. It just is. It's just the reality of the game. You talk about guys. We're at the middle of the season. Everybody got something.
Yeah,
it's something. You add something to that something because he's doing something that other people aren't doing consistently, and as you brought up with his size. Yeah. So I just want to throw that out there, and
Piggybacking off of that, that's also an effect of a West Coast offense. Yeah. And like you have talked about before, having that pass game open up the run game for him. So everybody, I think, is doing a little bit more blocking, but Tony Pollard especially, who's been scrutinized for it in years prior.
He's vastly improved there. Yeah. It's a give and take type of thing, so Rico being healthy and those guys, it's not just about the carries and what they're able to do. Rico Dowdle not being there in pass pro matters as well, because that is going to require Tony to do more because he understands the playbook. So, I mean, also, I know we're going to talk about it, but J-Ron Curse not being in there is going to be, it's a thing.
Big game for Wanye Thomas then, if that's the case.
I mean, they elevated Sheldrick Redwine.
Yay!
Who's been here for Mayan. But he's been.
God.
He's been here. Sheldrick Redwine's been here for a couple seasons. I think they find some comfort in being able to put him out there or elevate him for that matter. But I definitely expect to see more of Wanye Thomas and see him get busy. I actually am excited to see him because Eric Bieniemy is creative. He does some things in the passing game to create conflict, as my guy Skywalker still likes to say. And so I do want to see how Wanye handles this Eric Bieniemy scheme, because this team throw the ball around, baby. Yeah. The running is for decoration. They want to toss this ball around. I mean, Sam Howell, I believe he leads the NFL in passing yardage. A lot of that,
and passing attempts.
Yeah. They like to toss the ball around. So this secondary is going to be challenged. I think it'd be a good opportunity to see Wanye and what he can do out there.
I also want to say Wanye is hungry for an interception. After the missed one he had a couple weeks ago, I can tell you, I've talked to him about it. He's thinking about it. He wants that moment. He wants that play. But what I really enjoy about talking to Wanye is he's not going to try to make it happen. He's not chasing the big play, right? But he does know that, again, that was something to improve on getting out of that game, was I have to catch the ball. He took accountability when I talked to him about it. So excited to see how he can bounce back from that dropped interception, which would have been a good game changer, into what he can carry over in this game.
Yeah, and it's exciting because you're seeing, the guys that don't get a lot of playing time, really make the most of those limited opportunities that they do get, like a Jalen Brooks and like a Mozzie Smith, and then Sam Williams starting to get more reps on defense, and then, hey, maybe Wanye Thomas can be in that little mix. Let's talk about Dak Prescott, y'all. Let's go back to this Dallas Cowboys offense. We're going to, of course, break down this Washington Commanders defense, how the Cowboys should attack them in that second break, and this second segment of the show. But we're going to talk about Dak Prescott and the way that he is just lighting things up in this NFL league.
Have a chance this week.
Highest graded quarterback right now. Absolutely playing lights out. What are y'all's thoughts? Should he be? I mean, I think Fox Sports has him as 5th in the running for MVP right now. But what are y'all's thoughts?
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah, he should. He should be.
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially with how much he was scrutinized last season for interceptions that weren't necessarily all his fault, that he still took responsibility for. And for what he's been able to turn this season into and how hard he has worked, not even just when he's here, but this entire season, to work with McCarthy to create this scheme that's working for him. Yeah, he should be.
Why not? I mean, I will say, I believe that the thing about being the quarterback for the Cowboys or playing for the Cowboys, you're on primetime a lot. And unfortunately, the few times that they have been on primetime, Philly, 49ers, those big games, he hasn't played he balled out in Philly, but but I think that those play a huge role in the MVP conversation. So I believe that this game, Seattle, Philly,
Buffalo.
baby, if If he's balling out in these next 3 games, he should be in the conversation. He better be in the conversation because it's not just about what this offense is becoming. To your point, Jess, it's not easy to. Mike McCarthy told us in the offseason, oh, it's about to be a little like 30%. Keep like 30% of like the old offense, boy.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me in my face like that, Mike McCarthy. This offense is completely different, and when you're talking about who's orchestrating it, it's the quarterback. And so the fact that this offense is starting to click and look like a formidable offense, a urban offense in this league, a lot of that has to do with the quarterback and him getting this playbook down, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to completely change schemes because this is totally different than Kellen Moore. So for him to be able to retain the information, get the guys to buy in, and to be consistent says something about what he's doing right now. And so, yeah, absolutely. I definitely think he should be in the conversation, but I think he should be engulfed into that conversation if he's able to succeed this next 3 games and really ball out starting on Thursday.
Yeah, right now he's led the Cowboys to have a #1 scoring offense. He's 9th in passing yards, 5th in touchdowns.
Imagine we were screaming about red zone.
Imagine that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. 4th in passer rating, 2nd highest QBR. 14th with interceptions thrown, only 6 this season.
Come on, stats. Oh, surprise.
If he gets the win over Seattle, Philly, Buffalo, and Miami, I think
I would just say
it.
Honestly, Seattle and Philly are enough for me.
Yep, really.
Oh, absolutely. Because he's been playing this well for weeks now. So it's a continuation. And also, too, if I'm being 100, you look at some of the people in there in the conversation right now, and you sit up here and you watch them play on maybe, I don't know, Monday night.
Yeah.
What is MVP then? Is it based off the wins, or is it based off of who's making their team better? Because I'm confused here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to rant.
I mean, go ahead, sis.
No, I'm done.
I support you.
Rant.
I support you. I also want to say, too, to your point about we were screaming about red zone. Again, even more of a reason why he should be in the MVP conversation. Because guess what? He took it upon himself to do what? Use his legs more and make sure that you were getting in the red zone and you were scoring in the red zone.
And it's so selfless.
Please.
And when you talk about MVP... How do I make my team better?
We're real passionate about this. Sorry, y'all.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. An MVP is most valuable player, right? Dak said, even despite, I think it took a lot for him. I mean, mentally, emotionally, to come back from that injury and to be like, you know what?
Yep.
I'm about to start running the ball again consistently.
Yeah.
It's selfless. It's what helps the team win. That's a fantastic point that you made, Jess. Yeah, I mean, stop playing with my quarterback, my guy.
Yeah. I mean, it just drives me crazy.
It does.
This is something. Don't make me rant now. Now we're gonna rant. You know what? I don't have time for this rant. I don't have time to rant.
It's okay.
But all we can say to answer your question, Nicole, is yes. Heck yes.
So 1 yes, 2 yes, 3 yes. I think we can come to that agreement. All right, we're going to take our first break. You're watching Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw, the preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be right back.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
At Jigsaw Dating, we obviously want the Cowboys to bring that 6th ring home. But to be honest, we're more focused on finding the person who will put a ring on your finger. That's why we created a dating app that reveals your face through meaningful conversation, so you can date deeper. Because it's personality that matters the most, not looks. Join Jigsaw Dating today, dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
AT&T Stadium on Saturday, December 9th to experience Rally Day presented by SeatGeek. Take a tour of AT&T Stadium, get autographs from the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and alumni, play games, head outside to the Miller Lighthouse, and even play on the field. Don't forget to get your photo with Santa and Mrs. Claus as well. Visit AT&TStadium.com/rallydays for tickets and more information. Love Santa. Big Santa fan. I say that every time.
That girl, I'd say that.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, should be a very interesting, what's it called, halftime show tomorrow too. So
Dolly Parton.
One of my friends was
excited.
texting me, and I was like, yeah, he was telling me he was going to the game. I was like, oh, that's dope. He was like, yeah, I'm excited for Dolly. I said, dang, it really is just me.
Well, so yesterday, Aisha and I walked to the pro shop to see if they had any more of the Dolly shirts. And they didn't, so it was very sad.
They're sold out.
They
of
sold
Dolly
out
shirts?
in an
serious.
hour over here at the pro shop because
People love this lady.
we love Dolly Parton.
Wow. She's important.
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get one of those shirts because that shirt goes hard. The Dolly Parton
There
with
were
the
some
Cowboys
dope
shirts.
Yeah,
So cool.
The players had the
So cool.
Very cool.
Dang. All right. Well, I don't have a transition, and I was going to try it, but I don't have one today.
Working
Sorry.
9 to 5. Use the
I
Dolly
don't know Dolly Parton songs, so I couldn't, do that little. It's all right. All right, we're going to go ahead and talk about this Darius Leonard conversation. Colts linebacker released, what was that, yesterday? Day before? Yesterday.
Shocked a lot of folks.
Yeah, shocked a lot of people.
I don't know what day it is.
I think, I'm running out of, my days are all over the place. Yesterday, this week. Boom, there we go. And now there's talks. You have a little inside scoop on that conversation, but there's talks that the Cowboys and the Eagles are both interested. Well, let's just go with your inside knowledge first. What happened? What's the word?
Yeah, so I mean, number one, I want to say I went and looked at the player myself because I felt like I need to, scout a little bit and see how he is. And still a very active, physical player, smart. Very smart, seen a lot. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was Rookie of the Year one year when he first came in, or Defensive Player of the Year, one of those. He had a good year. But anyway, from my knowledge, it sounds like he has been dealing with a bit of a nerve issue that is concerning. Not as bad as like a Jalen Smith or something like that, but a nerve issue that could be concerning for teams moving forward and what they think he's capable of or whatever he said. Yeah, like I said, looked at the film on him. He still looks good. What happened was that he was injured. He started getting injured, and the gentleman that came in and stepped in and played well for him for the Colts, I mean, he played well, and that's meritocracy. You know how it goes. And so he's been trying to find his way back. I think it was a conversation of, do you want to go somewhere and play and be successful, because you're probably not going to get it here. And also, too, we have to keep in mind your injury now. I think he is on the books to make $6 million this year. Which is a penny. And even more next year. I believe it's about 12 million, 12 million. So him's going to cost some money unless you can restructure and figure some things out. However, the player still is a good player. It's nothing wrong with adding this gentleman and his knowledge and things to this linebacker core. And baby, if you don't do it, Philly going to do it.
Yep.
And we saw Kansas City really take advantage of their linebacker situation this past game. So I would not want to see a rival get him. Sounds like Adam Schefter reported that the Cowboys do have some interest in him, and I wouldn't mind it. They're going to do their due diligence with physical and everything. And they also do know how to handle a player, in fairness, that has had a nerve issue or whatever. But again, I want to stress, understand and hearing that it's not as serious as what a Jalen Smith's was, but it is something that was, could be a thing of concern, or maybe was a thing of concern with the Colts. Still feel like he can play the game. It feels like he can play the game, and as far as his temperament and things like that, we saw him passing out turkeys, even though he knew he got released. Sounds like his character is intact. He's not a big ego guy or anything, so he would be a good addition to this team. I know that was long-winded, but I just wanted to make sure I got the information out there clearly. I wouldn't mind this guy being on this team and adding to this linebacker core.
With him being owed $6 million, is there a way that they could possibly add him to the practice squad and kind of, I guess, adjust?
He's not a practice squad guy.
Yeah.
He's more of a plug and play guy, but I will say there's a way.
Yeah.
Like I mean, we've seen teams Cowboys, we talked about this at the break, at the trade deadline. We were all sitting up here like, we could use a linebacker. And here's one right here that is very surprising.
Yeah. Christmas came early.
Exactly. The Colts are trying to figure some things out there. They're still in a weird place right now. So maybe it would, like I said, it would be dope to add to this room and see what you got, because again, like, you don't have that many true linebackers on this team right now. You're making do with
what you're
doing better. You're doing more than making do. But you're managing with the gentlemen that you have, using the dime personnel, nickel personnel. But baby, if you can get a real linebacker in here, why not? Why not? Because that also frees up Micah a little bit more, who's been playing in the middle of the field more as of late. So, we don't know nothing, but maybe.
I think anytime you have the chance to add depth,
you're right.
You should do it,
and
because you look at that linebacker room, and yes, it's not that they're just making do. They're being productive. They really are. But a couple of things to notice is, one, the run defense is still something that you are worried about going into matchups, especially we're talking about Thursday with Sam Howell and how he's able to be mobile. You need a veteran linebacker in there to help take pressure off of Micah, to help Damone Clark, and to help Marquise Bell. And look, veteran presence is veteran presence. And again, if he's the kind of plug-and-play guy that, maybe he can't take every snap, or he's not available to take every snap because of injury, whatever the case is, he has less of a workload. The Cowboys are just so notorious for taking players like that, and their medical staff here is phenomenal. We talk about it all the time, to have that ramp-up phase and to be able to understand what the players' needs are to get them to that spot of playing their best football again. And so you've seen it time and time again with this Cowboys medical staff. Jalen Smith, you just talked about. Terrence Steele, you've talked about how he can rehab and come back. But all that to say, if you have an opportunity to get him, the price is right, it makes sense, grab him, because we need...
Grab him regardless.
I don't want to see him on Philly.
We need to see more depth in the linebacker room, is what I'm saying. The Cowboys need depth in that room. Yeah.
What concerns me is that you have something dangling, like, right here. And I don't feel like the approach that they took with the trade deadline and things like that, waiting for people to come to you and, waiting and whatever game that was, I just don't know if the Cowboys, yes, they're interested, but I don't think they're going to go out and get Darius like they need to. Well, that's what kind of concerns me.
Well, I mean, baby, like I said, if only for the reason that Philly is talking about him. And honestly, quiet as kept, the 49ers... Fred Warner's been a little dinged up. I don't want to see this man again.
What I do want to point out too is I'm trying to look up his contract information, so I can really make sure I'm doing it justice.
Crazy.
But my point is you have really big contracts to fulfill, and I hate being like, oh, salary cap, salary space. Okay. You have big contracts you need to worry about next season. You're talking about a Dak Prescott, a Micah Parsons. I'm just saying,
you need to win.
Playing devil's advocate, though. I'm playing devil's advocate for how things usually operate when it comes to price.
I mean, that might be how they're thinking, but they can't.
I'm not saying I'm thinking like that. We don't have a say. Look, we do not have a say. I'm just saying, we've heard these contract conversations since the off season of how they need to happen. I'm just saying, if he's a hefty price, the tea leaves are going to tell you it's probably not going to happen because of the contracts they have to do in the future.
Unless they get in the lab like every other good team and figure out a way. You can use incentives, you can use bonuses, there's a lot that they can do contractually to make up for it. You're 100% right. But that thinking is flawed because right now, you're in a position where the NFC still looks like it could be won.
Yep.
And you need to be aggressive because, baby, guess what? The guy that caught the pick against Pat Mahomes in the end zone, he was picked up at the trade deadline. Yes. Be aggressive. They have to. Yes, Devin Byard. Like, I get you. What you're saying, Jess, is 100% right.
I don't agree with it.
We hear it. We heard that.
I agree with, but I see both sides.
Here.
No, I see both sides. Like I said, what concerns me is that the Cowboys are not aggressive enough.
Well, my point too is the trade deadline was how many weeks ago? you're how many weeks in, and I know you need a plug-and-play guy, but like you're saying, if there's an injury history, how ready is he going to be?
He's ready. He's ready
that
now.
soon.
It's just he's ready.
For
it's
what you need, though?
Yeah, he's ready. And even if he's just ready for we got 7 games left. That's a lot of games. And then even add,
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it from how
I get you.
Things are typically looked at.
Yeah.
Not from my eyes.
No, we hear you.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. It sounds.
I'm like, don't have these Cowboys fans coming at me on Twitter. I don't want that.
No.
I'm in a good mood.
That's the thinking
They're
that we
not.
have heard numerous times, and numerous times we've seen other teams in our division, in our conference, go out and get playmakers, and those playmakers make plays at pivotal times, like a Bayard against the Chiefs. And I'm tired of being on the other side of things because we have to pay guys in the future. That is not a win now type of thinking, and right now this team is in a position to win.
They need to win now.
Baby, you can worry about that later. Worry about that when you hosting after you hoisting a trophy. You don't got time for that. Like, I hate that, and I get it, but at the same time, and you're right. That is dang. I hope they don't say that.
I'm sorry to pop your bubble, but that's
If it is, then that's the
look,
problem.
Look, here's the mantra here. You just expect that. And then if something better happens, you're surprised and you're excited about it. And that's
toxic.
It is very
my
toxic.
Therapist about it.
Well, the Cowboys
Texting your
need to win
therapist
now. You said it.
Vibes.
They need to
Me
win
too.
now.
They're in a win now situation.
Well, they need to win tomorrow.
They do.
So we're gonna talk about this offense.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Love
defense.
that.
Switching gears. There we go. Yeah. I mean, what have y'all seen from this Washington Commanders defense that? I wouldn't say it's a threat because they're in the bottom of the league in pretty much passing defense, total defense, rushing defense.
What's the rushing defense?
Everything.
numbers?
Sorry, I think they're like
Here.
30th in the league, if I'm not mistaken.
Hold on.
I love you.
Oh,
21st,
gosh,
I'm sorry.
so
21st in the league in rushing defense.
Okay.
Last in scoring defense, allowing 27 points per game.
Yeah, I mean they lost both of their edges in Sweat and Chase Young, who were coming along. Obviously, we talked about that interior, which is still they still got some players, and then you have gentleman's last name is Mayo. He's a linebacker for them. He can get busy, man, but he is very aggressive. So that's their front seven. That's all I gotta say about their front seven. Now, baby, this secondary.
Yeah.
I would describe them as confused. I would describe them as, and it's not. And the only reason why y'all stop laughing, y'all. That's not meant to be funny.
No, I just wasn't
I didn't
expecting that.
expect her to say that either.
but
I'm
I
sorry.
would describe them
It was
as
the tone for
confused.
me.
Yeah,
I would describe them as confused.
because they are confused. There's a lot of they're really struggling in communication from the safety to the nickel corner to the linebacker. It's just they really struggle when you cause conflict. So if you do stack formations, bunch formations, like the communication's not clear on passing off guys and stuff. So I could definitely see the Cowboys attacking them there. They've also had a lot of up and downs with their secondary where they're sitting guys and then they're like, okay, get out there. But they also too, I mean, they got tore up in man. They got tore up in man.
Yep.
And so because they've been getting tore up in man, they've been trying to go to zone, but zone requires ding 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 communication. So baby, what I would say is expect a game from these receivers. I would definitely expect to be like, all right, who's getting the ball this time? Or for Troy to be like, Dak Prescott has passed the ball to 5 different receivers in this half. Expect. Yeah, because this secondary is just
discombobulated.
scary, and they're trying to change schemes and they're trying to do things to make guys comfortable, and you just got to have the guys to be able to, to take on and to have the IQ and stuff to take on some of the stuff they're asking them to do. It's not fair.
But I think that, and granted, everything you just said was right, but they're also a team that's going to play you down to the wire. Like they did that with the Giants. Don't get it twisted. They're a team that's going to value you.
And that's more offensively to me.
Yeah, for
offensively,
sure.
they're going to get after you still. But defensively, their offense is putting them in a lot of tough spots. Also, too, with turnovers, short fields. This defense is still trying to sort some things out. I would definitely say that their front, and I assume that's why their 21st in run defense is that their front 7 is a little bit more together than their secondary, which is 29th.
Yeah.
Man, I had this really cool stat about the Commanders in the fourth quarter specifically.
Oh, I want to go to there.
I'm trying to go to there. Okay, I'll find it here in a second.
Okay,
but
take your time, baby.
Oh, right here. Sam Howell has thrown, and this is courtesy of Inside Edge, so thank you, Inside Edge, for that. Sam Howell has thrown 7 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter of the season, tied for the most among NFL quarterbacks.
In the fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's because they be playing.
Fourth quarter. So my point is, what we've been talking about all week is seeing the Cowboys get off to a quicker start, whether that's offensively or defensively, right? Yeah. Don't put yourself in a position to where you're playing this game to win in the fourth quarter, because that's what's going to dig you in a little bit of a hole and a little bit of what could be a panic situation, especially if Sam Howell decides to come and treat this game, and the Commanders are going to treat this game like it's their Super Bowl. Because again, we talk about this week in and week out. If you're a team struggling to find confidence, communication, that boost of motivation, what team do you want to beat to get all of that?
Watching, whole world watching.
The whole world watching on Thanksgiving against the Dallas Cowboys. So don't allow Sam Howell to be put in the position to where that fourth quarter becomes a little bit of a blood battle to kind of panic a little bit more. So I thought that was interesting. And another thing I saw, or I wanted to talk about, was pertaining to, you want Troy to come out and say, oh, Jack is throwing to 5 different receivers. I want to see the tight ends involved in this game. I want to see them as receiving threats. Obviously, I want to see some Jake Fergie getting some Fergalicious yak yardage as usual. But I also want to see what Luke Schoonmaker can do in terms of this receiving game. I think this is the game you should start to see that, because you saw the confidence come back from getting his redemption touchdown against the Panthers. Start to get him a little bit more integrated in the receiving game. See what he can do. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be, a record amount of numbers, but start to build that confidence up for the rest of your tight end room as well, because you're going to need them. 7 more games left. You need all the receiving threats you can get.
You need everybody. Let's go ahead and take our second break. You're watching Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw, the preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be right back.
At Jigsaw Dating, we obviously want the Cowboys to bring that 6th ring home. But to be honest, we're more focused on finding the person who will put a ring on your finger. That's why we created a dating app that reveals your face through meaningful conversation, so you can date deeper. Because it's personality that matters the most, not looks. Join Jigsaw Dating today, dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
You know that sound anywhere. It's the crisp crunch of that first nacho chip. With its perfect cheese to sour cream ratio sitting atop a layer of delicious beans, it's a sip away from perfection. That's what we're looking for. Add a delicious, refreshing Pepsi and we've achieved absolute nacho nirvana. Because while you can pile those nachos high with every spicy, cheesy, savory topping, there's no topping a cool Pepsi finish. Nachos, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
The magic of the Dallas Cowboys World headquarters at Christmas time, available through holiday season on select dates only. Christmas tours of the Star get you a VIP viewing at the Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, a holiday-themed guided tour of the Star, and festive giveaways, including a limited edition ornament and a Santa hat. Space is limited, so book your visit at thestarinfrisco.com/tours today. I've yet to see this ornament, but you know I'm dying to see this ornament.
Yeah, we know.
I love Christmas. What
When
can
you
I
see
say?
it, let us know.
All right.
I'm working on it.
Oh.
I should go to thestarinfrisco.com/tours today.
This is for an ornament?
I will do anything for a good Christmas ornament.
Yeah, she don't.
I don't mess around when it comes to that.
Play. You should see her Taylor Smith paraphernalia. Taylor Swift.
It's going to be a Taylor Swift tree.
Hi.
My mom is making me a friendship bracelet
It's
garland.
serious business.
Well, serious business for this Cowboys offense. Go ahead and take it away. What you had?
Oh yeah, well I was looking at the Commanders offense, who was led by Eric Bieniemy, who came over from the Chiefs. I was just looking at them because we talked about their skill players yesterday and just some of the things they can do with their receivers. Really looking for this Cowboys defense to apply pressure early, often, because, and don't get me wrong, I mean, like, Sam Howell's completion percentage is 57%, which is pretty high when he's under pressure. However, some of the balls he's throwing up, his mechanics aren't good. He's just trying to, make something happen. They thrive off of scramble drill. So it sounds crazy. Y'all hear me out. Hear me out. If the Cowboys don't get pressure consistently, this might be one of the more challenging games this secondary is going to play, because scramble drill is just so hard to rationalize. Is that these guys, it's like the play's broken down, I gotta keep looking. I got to keep figuring things out. And to kind of stay in phase and stay locked in as a DB, it's difficult when these guys are just running back and forth, just trying to make something happen. And I also was just looking at some of the things that they do offensively. So they're betting on you over pursuing. What do I mean by that? They're betting on you missing a tackle, taking a bad angle. They create some type of conflict where they get guys. They create natural rubs, especially deep routes, which is just nuts to me. Yeah. It's just crazy how they have some things set up. When I looked at the separation of their wide receivers, they don't create a lot of separation consistently. So, again, turnovers, which is why Eric Bieniemy is putting together some of the stuff downfield to create rush lanes, to create passing lanes for this quarterback. Honestly, I'm really looking at how they handle the check down. So the linebackers, the safeties, those guys are going to have to play strong and be able to come up and tackle, because what they'll do, they'll make you think it's a deep throw, and they're just checking it down, and it's nothing but space. Yeah. So these guys are, honestly, the Cowboys just have to play disciplined. They want you to come off your spot. They want you to be over-aggressive, so they're going to have to stay square and be sound, and also contain. We talked about it last week with who did we just play?
The Panthers.
Barnacles. With the Panthers quarterback that has the scrambling ability to get out of the pocket. What you want to do is kind of keep this guy in the pocket, because when he's scrambling and making, he's a gamer, dude. He can do some of that Dak stuff where it's like rolling out the pocket, throwing a dime down the field on the run. He can do that. He can do the opposite too. But sometimes he will do that, and so just P's and Q's, keep their eyes up for opportunities to take the ball away and contain if they can. Really bring a lot of A and B gap pressure, a la Micah, Tank, those guys. And I think this game will work out the way it's supposed to. All right, let's get it.
All right.
Here we go.
We're back to our game, ladies and gentlemen. Thanksgiving dishes, sides, whatever.
Offense
for
today?
this offense player.
I'm such a dry. I like games. CD.
Oh, that's perfect.
I keep getting the good ones to start. I got Micah and CD to start. Okay.
I know, no pressure, right?
All right. CD. As an offensive player, what is he for as far as food? Barnacles.
Well, we know he doesn't like pumpkin pie. He said that yesterday.
I know. He was serious about it, too.
Yeah, we have beef now. We really do. We have bad blood because of it.
Goodness gracious, this is hard because we kind of did it. We did it yesterday. I'm trying to think of what food. Y'all got any ideas? Help me out.
Go for it.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm trying to think. What is a good?
What's something reliable? Yeah. Something reliable that you can count on every Thanksgiving to be good, no matter what year it is.
What's the best thing on Thanksgiving?
The best thing for me?
Yes.
What's the best thing? The best thing for me, I said it yesterday. Dang it. Okay. No. I think I have one. I mean, but a lot of people don't like cranberry sauce.
Guys. Oh, yeah. It's me.
Yeah, you lost
I'm a hater.
That one.
Barnacles.
I mean, but for you, it's for you.
Yeah, maybe he can just be gravy.
It's reliable because it's always there.
He'll be gravy because you can put that on everything and it makes it better.
Okay.
Gravy. Okay, I get it.
You put it on so many different things.
It's a constant part of Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah.
Like, because if you don't have gravy, you know there's going to be those family members who's like, where's the gravy?
I just wasn't expecting her to say gravy.
But it's going to turn up everything. Y'all leave me alone.
No, I was good. Girl, the cup is right here. Oh, my goodness.
All right, let's see.
What you got?
Oh, Jalen Brooks. J-Lo. Oh, yeah. Let's do this.
See, it's harder than what it is.
It is.
So you say it's hard. What you think?
Defense was easier. I say. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say dinner rolls, and I say that because you gotta have dinner rolls for your Thanksgiving meal, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have a guy like Jalen Brooks on your team, right?
love
His
that.
positivity, his energy, his playmaking ability, and a guy like that that's been through so much, like his journey special. Man,
I love that.
Dinner rolls, J-Lo, Jalen Brooks. Let's
That's
go.
so good. I
is
love
good.
that. That's a good one.
And the good ones too that pull
And by
apart.
the way,
Man,
by the way,
Sister
Being that tin fan, that
by
tin
the way,
pan.
Jalen's mom does listen. So
Really?
she does.
Shout out to Miss Brooks.
Yes. Big fans of her and her son. All right. Jake Ferguson.
That's the perfect one for her.
Hey! All right, Fergie. Let's see. Jake Ferguson is going to be... Oh, man. There's so many different ways I can go with this. All right. Jake Ferguson is going to be your pumpkin pie this Thanksgiving because whether you like it, whether you hate it, it's part of the tradition. You need a good tight end for your QB1. Reliable, always going to be there, and it just makes everything a little bit sweeter. Boom.
Okay, that was a good reason.
I can get jiggy with it.
All right, everybody take one.
There you go.
It's our last
I
one.
Yeah, it's our last one. We're going to do it real fast.
Okay.
And then
Okay, I'll go
one
fast.
For me, so I can...
Ooh, Tyler Smith.
Okay, that's a good one.
You getting one?
Yeah.
Okay. What is Tyler Smith? What is he to me? Okay. I don't know what everybody else family do. My family don't just do turkey. We do ribs, we do barbecue, we do pot roast. Tyler's my pot roast.
Oh, I love that.
He's hardy, he's strong, and wait, don't laugh.
I'm not. No, I like that
cute.
one. I like that.
He takes some time to cook a little bit. Last
Yeah?
year he took some time
Yeah?
to cook a little
Okay.
bit. Put him in a crock pot. Now he ready.
There
And
you
he's
go.
killing
I love
at this
it.
guard position this year, one
Yeah.
of the top guards in NFL. But he had to cook a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He had to
Yeah.
marinate.
like that.
He had to simmer in that
I like
crock
that.
pot.
That's really good. That is really good.
All right.
Yo,
I love that.
oh yeah,
my
go. No, I want you.
I got Zach Martin.
Oh.
Z Martin. Sorry. I'm gonna go with. Dang. I'm gonna say mac and cheese because one, you gotta have mac and cheese at every Thanksgiving, like I said with dinner rolls. It's like the OG thing. Like if you don't get mac and cheese, I don't know, something's wrong with you.
Triple OG.
Oh, like the
I'm
cheeses.
so hungry.
You know,
That
like
sounds delicious.
he's an 8-time Pro Bowler, right? Like he's been in the league for some time.
Yeah.
Most reliable guy on that line. Mac and cheese is just reliable.
Humbly the star.
Oh.
Humbly the star. I
Yes.
like that. That's even better.
Love that.
But I was going more for like the OG type of feel. Hi.
Hi, guys.
Like the OG type of feel, like OG Thanksgiving.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah, no. Get what you're saying.
Did you go?
I have one.
Who you got?
All right, here we go. Brandon Cooks,
yeah,
everybody.
that's a good one.
Brandon Cooks is going
That's
to
a
be
good
your mashed potatoes because you need mashed potatoes
Okay, yeah.
for a Thanksgiving meal, or it's just not complete. The thing about mashed potatoes and Brandon Cooks, what do they have in common? Well, you can do anything with mashed potatoes. You can eat it with just about anything. Brandon Cooks does just about everything for this Cowboys offense. He brings leadership to the locker room.
Like that.
He just makes everything better, and it is not your Dallas Cowboys receiver room without a B Cooks in there. Cooking. There you go.
All right.
Score predictions.
Oh, score predictions. Yes. Dang. I'm going to go Cowboys 41. Commanders 17.
I mean, they're averaging, if I'm not mistaken, how much are they averaging at home? 30 plus?
30 something. 30, 38. It's something like that.
Give
yeah.
me 35-17 Cowboys.
Shoot. All right. I got to play devil's advocate. Here we go. 24-20 Cowboys.
24 to 20.
20.
Think it's gonna be
24-20.
that low score?
I hope not, but I also I feel like the Commanders are going to bring everything they have to this game. But 24-20.
I can dig it. All
Yep.
right. Well, we're going to manifest the Cowboys win tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, Cowboys
Right.
Nation.
We're thankful
That'll
for
do
you.
it for Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Jigsaw,
you.
the preferred dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Enjoy y'all's families.
Yes. We love you guys. Thank you.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!